to In Spirit with Missy Reno Smith.
And I am Olivia Smith.
And I'm Vanna, and in this episode we'll be talking about Archangel Zadkiel, which is a very interesting archangel. So I'm going to start off with the question of, what does Archangel Zadkiel do?
She is the angel of, like, forgiveness, mercy.
Yep.
Angel of mercy, mercy of God. That's what her name means, mercy of God, or righteousness of God. And, you know, she's come, other definitions similar to that. There's a lot of people kind of go back and forth. But yeah, she is all about forgiveness.
All about forgiveness and mercy, and oddly enough, a woman, because
Surprise! That's a lady!
Most depictions of Zadkiel are male,
Most depictions of archangels are male, even of the other females like Uriel and Jophiel and others, and, it's a real problem.
Yeah, there needs to be more female representation. There are female archangels.
The ladies are there, no one wanted to see them.
The ladies are there, and they're the hottest ones.
They're so hot. I have not painted Zadkiel, but I have painted Uriel and Jophiel, and they're super smoking hot.
So there has to be more female archangels. I mean, looking back at, like, old Renaissance paintings that I have seen of even, like Uriel, like you mentioned too, where it's been a man. It's like, what? Why do that, It's so much more fun as a lady. And ladies are easier to draw and paint. I mean, let's just, like, be real there. As an artist, it's easier to draw the women.
It really is, but I really enjoy painting the males.
Yeah.
We know. You got your male models in there.
Yeah. They really do look like
that.
Male models.
Yeah.
They do. No, they all look like models. I mean, even we look like models over there.
Yep.
I mean, and beauty is different. We have different looks. And Zadkiel, I mean, in particular, which I really need to paint her because she really does have a foreign look.
Yeah.
She has a look that one might say is slightly alien. Now, I think that Uriel has this as well. So if you go to my website, MissyRenoSmith.com, and you look at Uriel's painting, God is My Light is the name
And
of
at the end of, if you're watching this on YouTube, the outro will show Uriel.
We'll show Uriel. She has a slightly alien look to her, but Zadkiel is even more. Like, if you really stare at Uriel, you can see, like, some of her features look slightly different than human. I mean, she's human-looking, humanoid, like many of them are, but just slightly different. So, Zadkiel, when I get to her, she's just a little different and beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but it might be a little...
Like
shocking?
freaky kind of alien,
Not freaky, but
just
like
not something we have here on Earth.
Your eyes are just gonna notice it.
Yeah.
And I think Uriel's eyes are just quite large.
Yeah,
and,
they are. Yeah.
There's a few, that just kind of makes her look a little different, but still, human. But Zadkiel's just maybe slightly more different than, but she's super, super cool. Like, okay, so if God forgives us all. And God actually created an angel that is here to promote that. Shouldn't we forgive each other?
Yeah.
I really think that that's what this episode is about, is forgiveness of yourself and each other. That's what she brings. That's what she promotes. And, God is all about this because God has open arms for everybody. So, like, if you're struggling to forgive yourself or somebody else, I mean, just remember that nobody in this world is disposable.
Yeah.
We, especially, like, now, we see a lot of hatred, right? Like, we see a lot of canceling and type stuff, and all types of people and for all types of things, people get canceled and whatever, but, like, nobody is disposable. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't have boundaries.
Right.
We set clear boundaries so that we don't harm ourselves, allow ourselves to be harmed, but we can have forgiveness in our heart. And so that's what I think that today is really what we're talking about.
Forgiveness is one of the hardest things, I think, just as humans to... I think, particularly forgiving yourself. That's the hardest thing to ever...
We just feel so deeply that to let go of that
Yeah,
is
and
tough.
forgiving others versus forgiving yourself feels so different
Mm-hmm.
because it is so much easier to hold yourself accountable for whatever it may be. I mean, we
Right.
all have things we feel guilty of. I mean, whether it be something huge or even just like one little small thing, like you
that's
said
what I was
something, you
thinking.
know.
Yeah,
and-
even those little things, like
Yeah.
you go over and over it in your
Mm-hmm.
mind, like even stupid stuff, like this something you said or did, like
Right.
it
like
doesn't
20
matter.
years ago, and it's
Yeah,
like, what?
Keeping
Nobody
you up at
cares.
night.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
replay
hilarious.
certain moments sometimes in my head, like when
Same.
I'm falling asleep at night, and it's like, sometimes it just like pops into my head as I'm trying to sleep. It's like, come on, like I just want to go to bed. I don't want to think about this.
Right.
I think we all do. We're all
Yeah.
human. I think all human beings do that, and we don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I tell myself when I'm doing that. Like, why do I care?
Yeah.
You know, they don't care.
Mhm.
They've moved on already. You know.
Yeah.
Daddy's big on that. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not gonna care if they don't care. You know.
Yeah.
And so he helps me kind of get through some of those moments
Mhm.
and that. But like I don't know, it's hard, but we just don't have to. We have to remind ourselves of that. And so, you know, like if Zadkiel is God's representation of forgiveness,
Mhm.
you know, calling out to her, asking for her energy and help, that's totally cool.
And how does she exactly help us with the forgiveness thing? How does she guide us through that?
I think it's like an energy type thing. She helps us raise our energy. She's really about that, actually, is because when we're in that negative space of, you know, like holding these grudges and things, our energy is so low.
Yeah.
Or when we're judging ourselves and, you know, or others, I mean, it is a low, yucky, dirty, ugly energy vibration, and she helps us lift that energy so that we can, you know, release and then go even higher. And so so she's, I don't know, she's kind of super cool, like very you know, superhero, like.
Yeah.
If she's like physically raising your energy for you, would you be able to feel it, like as it's happening?
Oh yeah. When she comes in and that you can definitely feel her. She's kind of big, like big in size, like a lot of the archangels are. They're big. So she comes in with a real big energy, and you feel it. Yeah, you totally feel it. I think too, you know, she's offering messages.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's subconsciously adding thoughts to you that help you move past. Or she's showing you how to. Sometimes we don't know how to forgive.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like, we just really don't know how.
That is, yeah, that's a very difficult thing, too. It's, you know, how do you move forward from, it's like, well, you know, I can forgive something, but it's like, well, what do I do from here? If it's, you know, forgiving someone, do you talk to them? How do you do that?
Right.
Then what?
You know,
Like,
what do you do?
Yeah,
And
right.
forgiving yourself, it's, you know, how do you do that as well? Because that can be difficult. Because, I mean, you can say you forgive yourself for something, but then the next day you'll wake up and you won't forgive yourself. You know, like that's a very common thing. You know?
Right. So she offers that type of help as well. People come to me for that type of help. I'm certainly happy to help people figure out steps.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, we should look to therapists for that type of help as well. God works through people. Zadkiel works through people. So sometimes it's about finding the right therapist and that. So if you're really struggling and you just don't know how to do it, and it's just not coming to you, you know, sometimes we're just not capable of receiving it in that way. We're so blocked, and we need somebody in this physical realm to say, hey, here are some things you can do. Let's try them. Let's try them together, you know.
So Zadkiel probably helps out a lot of
Yes.
psychiatrists,
Oh,
therapists,
through
and
them.
doctors, things
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Just like Raphael helps out doctors and nurses and all of that as well. I mean, we just have to always remember that God works through people, and so don't be afraid. Don't be thinking, okay, I'm gonna call Zadkiel to me, and if it's just not happening, I mean, gosh darn it, find another way. Help yourself, you know, and find another representative of that energy, and And that. But yeah, so it's hard. We just we didn't come with that information in us all the time. We don't always know how.
But there is something I do want to kind of discuss, something I think we've, touched on a little bit here and there in some past episodes, but never really fully dived into, which is, like, over in heaven, do we need to be forgiven by God for anything? Like, here on earth, we need to feel that and experience that, and there's
consequences,
yeah.
those things. Yeah, no, absolutely. But no, so, okay, this is, people struggle with this, but it's just so simple and easy.
Mm-hmm.
God is all love. Mm-hmm. God loves you. God is your parent, and they are totally there for us. Remember, God is two sides of one, the male side and the female side that working together as one, and they love us unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, you don't need God's forgiveness. Now, you also have to remember that your life here was planned, okay? If the life was planned and I was supposed to do something that's maybe not so nice.
Yep.
But I have to do it because I have to grow from it. Mm-hmm. And whoever is maybe, if there's somebody that's like going to be affected by it, they have to learn and grow from it as well. So it was planned. And but if we keep continuing making the same mistakes and we're not learning, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
But like if we learn from it and we move on, then we're good. But when you go and you do your life review, God is with you. God is supporting you through the whole thing, but it is just that. It is support.
Yep.
You yourself are going to look at the things that we did that aren't so great, and you're going to judge yourself probably pretty harshly. Like, oh, gosh, I could have done that so much better.
Yep.
I think I better plan another life so I can try that again.
So there is some, judgment of ourselves over there. There is...
Yeah, but it's coming from us.
It's coming from ourselves. It's coming from a place of love of ourselves. Yeah. And it's coming from a place where I know I can do better. I know I can do better.
Yeah.
And so it's not this... this is why I don't like the concept of karma.
Yeah.
I mean, karma, okay, yes. I would rather we use the term consequence. We can experience consequences in this world, and... we can experience things that might feel like consequences, even though they're not related, but it's funny to think of them as consequences. Those videos, those media karma videos, they're funny, right?
Yeah.
But, like, really, what karma actually is it's a school of thought. It is a method. It is a learning method where some people choose to have a very balanced learning system.
Yep.
I've met very, very, very few people who actually truly live this system because it's very balanced. They're going to, if they were a victim, they're going to be a victimizer.
Yep.
Same thing. They're going to experience the same thing. This is so rare. So, no, it's not punishment. It's not... but yeah, if you didn't do something the way you wanted to do it, you're just a regular person, you're not living that karma thing. If you're just a regular person and you see yourself having done something you wish you could have done better, you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to try again.
Yeah.
Like, because that's just who we are. We're go-getters.
Yeah. Do we make any sort of mistake over in heaven? I mean, like, relationship-wise, or even just, like, knocking something over, you know what I mean? Like being clumsy, like, a mistake. Do we even do that in heaven?
Make mistakes. Are there mistakes in heaven? I don't think anybody's asked me this question.
I think it's, like, one of the most interesting things, too, because I'm also just imagining, like, knocking over, like, a vase or something.
You just spill something, like
Neo in The Matrix.
Yeah.
Knocks over the vase. And she's, so, could we knock something over? I don't know, we're pretty graceful.
Yeah.
We're pretty graceful. Could we? Yeah, I don't see why not. Do we make mistakes? Everything is perfect and love. No.
very interesting.
We would not.
So we don't like hurt each other. We don't do things.
You don't
that would
say the wrong thing. Nothing that would keep you up at night.
You could You could disagree with somebody. We do have debate over there of how things should be, and it's real life.
Right.
We're all trying to live together, but we love and respect each other. No, we don't have harsh words for each other. No, we don't act out in anger. No, we don't sit around obsessing over things we said or did or whatever. No.
So I'm not clumsy at all over there. I'm very clumsy here on Earth. I'm glad to know I'm not too clumsy over there.
You're pretty graceful over there. I think we all are.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody who's awkward or
I'm pretty awkward here too.
Yet. Well, I've seen a lot of people, and I've been doing this a long time.
My spirit guide, Hyman, I picture him as pretty awkward.
No, but he's obviously hilarious.
Yeah.
You have to be if your name is Hyman.
Yeah, the way you've described just his look, too, is like a comedian look, where you got just a funny kind of look.
Yeah, and that's fine, because it's deliberate.
Yeah.
You know, and part of his thing, to be that way, but ultimately, is he walking around feeling awkward and all of that? No. He feels pretty confident. We all do. We know ourselves. We're known by God. We're known by each other. And we're just accepted and loved. So
Zadkiel doesn't need to help with that over there. Just mostly helps with us Earthside and with the life review process over there.
Yeah.
But
sure. And, and I just want to make a note about that. Like, when we cross over, if we didn't forgive, we do forgive when we cross over.
Yep.
You're basically showered with love and light, and everything just releases. You don't take anything with you.
So if you wronged someone in life, they died before you did, when you finally get over to heaven, they're not going to be mad.
Yeah, they're totally fine with you. And you are totally fine with anybody who has wronged you. People really struggle with that when I tell them, when I have people I read for and they're really struggling with something, they're having trouble, and it's like, look, if you can't do it here, you'll do it there.
Yeah.
You'll do it when you get there. If you truly can't forgive, if you just cannot find, if it's just not happening for you, it'll happen over there. So it's better that we do it here. But if we can't, we can do it over there.
Yeah.
So
and
that's fine.
And forgiveness of yourself, too, over there as well.
Exactly. And that's typically the worst.
Yeah.
But then we have to do that life review, and we have to look at it. But again, we are maybe perfectionists, slightly. I don't know, not to a fault,
Yeah.
So that's why we want to get everything right. But we are not. We're not harsh on ourselves. We're not mean to ourselves over there. We're not obsessing over it. We're just looking at it and being like, yeah, gosh, I could have done better.
We just know what we're capable of.
That's correct. So I don't want that to make it. I don't want that to sound negative. It's not. It's fine. But I think that if somebody was struggling, certainly Zadkiel would be there. To help us. It's totally fine.
And does Zadkiel work with anyone directly? Any type of angel, Phylum?
Definitely Michael.
Michael.
Michael's all about justice, and if you think about situations where justice is needed, typically some forgiveness is
needed in
really
the aftermath.
And so and the principalities who are also about justice, and but that also goes with mercy and everything. It all goes together. So they kind of work together. She probably, I would imagine, just here and now, I'm just thinking about it now, I'm thinking she's going to have to work with Raphael.
Yeah.
Yeah, healing and such.
Yeah.
And Gabriel, because we're talking about, communication, guidance, and everything. Maybe Jovial too, relationships.
Yeah.
And that we need forgiveness in relationships.
Yeah.
So you could see, that would be cherubims, angels. See, I don't know, you can see how she would get around.
Yeah,
right.
So she probably has a lot, but Michael definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. She and Michael are probably really close.
Yeah. And does she have a symbol?
A symbol. So, okay, so like a knife or a dagger type thing.
Kind of an odd symbol for forgiveness and
well,
mercy.
sometimes you got to cut through.
Right. Okay.
So you got to break the cycle. You got to cut through.
Yeah.
So yeah, violet is her color.
Mm-hmm.
So and I have to look at my notes on her stones, but her stones would be iolite. Spinel, but purple spinel.
Mm-hmm.
Blue lace agate and moonstone. Maybe I'm gonna throw tanzanite in there. I'm throwing that into the mix.
Get crazy with it.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that one before, but I am gonna add that in. Tanzanite for her, but iolite would be her main stone. I think I could. I should probably put some of that in. I've got jewels coming out, guys. If you haven't been to my website, I have just a couple right now, but we're going to be releasing more jewelry designs.
Yep.
And I
Missy Reno Smith.com. Go there.
Please go, yes. I have some stuff for the luminaries and the powers right now, but I'm working on some things for individual archangels and just things like your guardian angel and that. So we'll slowly be releasing them, but I think iolite's a real pretty stone, and you don't see it that often.
Yeah, I don't think I even really know what that looks like,
It's
or maybe I have
purplish.
seen it. Okay.
It has this. It's a violet purple, very very pretty stone, and I know my manufacturer carries it, so I know that I can add it into my mix pretty easily. But I think it's a pretty stone. So I think it's, if you're struggling to forgive somebody, yourself, doesn't matter, whatever you're struggling. I mean, these things, I don't sell these things because I'm selling them as magic.
Yeah.
Like they're going to magically take everything away. No, it's just symbolic reminder.
Yeah, just something that you put on or you look at and you go, okay, I need to work on forgiveness, either of myself or of other things or whatever, you're buying to represent whatever,
Exactly. Just that. It's a reminder. So again, please don't think that I'm selling you magic.
Yeah.
I am not.
And it's a very pretty reminder at that. Your jewelry is very beautiful.
Beautiful reminders. And I am offering things in silver as well as gold and platinum so that they are affordable.
Yeah.
I have earth mine stones and lab created stones. So that they can be, easily attained by anybody.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's not magic. It's a reminder, and definitely check it out, and then keep checking it out because we're slowly releasing.
Yep. Well, go to MissyRenoSmith.com, and I think that's all the time we have for today.
Thank you for joining us.
Remember that God loves you, and I'm sending angels your way.
If you'd like to learn more about Missy Reno Smith, please visit MissyRenoSmith.com to book a reading and purchase her artwork. You can find the In Spirit podcast on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you stream your podcasts.